Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and this is the Frantz Foamworks The Box, Season 2, Box 4, titled On Target, which should make sense eventually. The Frantz Foamworks The Box is a monthly subscription service, kind of like a loot crate, but all of the contents are designed by people in our hobby, for people in our hobby, so it's really a lot of really cool stuff. Before we take a look at the contents, we're going to take a look at this month's Hobby Shot Blaster. The Hobby Shot Blasters are a take on Nerf's Micro Shot line, which are jolts that are in the shell that look like other iconic blasters, but now they have been designed by Galaxy Creations to look like iconic blasters from our hobby. This month, if you may or may not be able to tell, is the Griffin, designed by Flaganagal. It is a 3D printed shell that simply clips onto a Alpha Strike Stinger that's had its top part removed. Other than that, no other modifications are needed. It does have battery storage in the magazine there, and primes and fires normally. It does have functional Picatinny rail, which is hilarious and fantastic, and so these are pretty cool, especially if you happen to have a Griffin. You could get one of these and paint it up to match your big one, and then you can do silly things like tell people not to talk to your blaster or its son ever again. Just makes a fabulous, silly little sidearm to go with if you have the real one. They're really very, very cool. I like them. And on top of that, part of the proceeds of each sale of these go to a charity. In this case, that the designer gets to choose. The original designer of the original blaster, Flaganagal, chose the Houston Food Bank. So, pretty cool. You can get just the 3D printed shell if you already have a Alpha Strike Stinger, or you can get the whole thing. They are available on the website, so check it out. Links will, of course, be in the description. So, let's take a look at the box. Up first, we have another design by Galaxy Creation, the one who designed the Hobby Shot Blaster. We have a battery housing that has been made to look like a pinpoint sight. In fact, I actually have a very similar pinpoint sight on my Megaburn. So it's a little bit smaller actually, so it's not too bulky. It's relatively svelte. It is a functioning iron sight. They have added that just so it is an iron sight, but it is in fact a LiPo housing. If you take the rail bolts out, it then has, where all the guts of the sight would normally be, a housing for a LiPo. And it's not huge, it's not gonna fit, you know, your 2200 ones, but it will fit the things like some 1 milliamp ones will fit, or this is a 0.95 and it fits in there nicely. This is a 2S. It does seem to fit 2S's better, though I do have a smaller 800 milliamp 3S that actually does fit in there quite nicely. So you just have to make sure that the dimensions are obviously within tolerance. There is enough room, depending on your battery, in order to have a LiPo alarm in there with it as well. Some of the really small ones that out-of-dart cells should fit in there just fine. Alternatively, you could have it on the outside, which would actually allow you to charge it without having to take it out, which is kind of a dubious proposition, charging a LiPo in 3D printing. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's an option. But that is fairly nifty, especially if you're doing like a Strife build or some sort of like or a Raven build, and you really don't want to have to cut up the battery tray. This is a neat little cosmetic option for having it externally. So cables stick out right there. Neat little gizmo. I like it. It could also be used as a backup battery if you wanted. If you could mount an external, you know, have a way to plug it in to swap. So yeah, neat little gizmo. And again, it's a sight, thus on target. There's, you will notice the theme. The next two items were both designed by Foam Blasted from Germany, and they are just sights. We have a very low profile, very svelte little reflex style sight. It's got a nice little reticle there. Also designed for Picatinny rail, of course. This top piece is either you can glue it on or remove it, but it would allow you to perhaps make it, you know, different ones for different colors if you wanted to go with different blasters. Neat little bit of modularity there. They were nice enough to send them in my colors. They will be available in, I think, one other color. You will have to check the site to get full details. I believe the people who have the 6-month subscription will be getting them in my colors, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have a more scopy looking sight. It doesn't actually magnify, of course, but it has a neat reticle in there that lines up once you actually have it lined up, which is kind of neat, I think. It's got a little bit of Picatinny rail, so if you wanted to put, I don't know, another iron sight on top, or your battery, or several of them stacked, you could do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. That's pretty neat. The buttons there are just cosmetic, but it also goes on Picatinny rail, so yeah, you could put it on your favorite, say X-Shot, not X-Shot, that's what I'm thinking of. Dart Zone. You could put it on X-Shot if you really felt like it. But Dart Zone blasters that have the Picatinny rail and often match this color palette. So yeah, that's another pretty nifty looking gizmo. Again, on target, it makes sense. A whole bunch of different sights. I actually have found myself needing more sights. I did a couple of reviews recently of videos on my range, and the blasters had no iron sights, and it actually kind of make it hard to hit anything. So I'm looking forward to putting these two on things and seeing how well they actually improve my my accuracy with some of those blasters. So stay tuned for that. The final item that you will get with this is a Detroit Dart Talk patch. Nice big Velcro patch, very, very cool. We've got all of our information. Your frequent jolt of news, reviews, gameplay, recap, and more. Look us up on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher. Join them on Discord. Links will be in the description, of course. Detroit Dart Talk sound like a bunch of nerds, and I definitely need to look them up because that sounds fun. I think I was interviewed by them recently. They seem like awesome people. So, there's that. That is the final item that you will be getting. And one last note that actually has nothing to do with this box, but Frantz Foamworks wanted me to bring it up. Now, through the rest of the weekend, any order that is placed shall also receive... I should probably go find one. One Frantz Foamworks foam brain, squishy, for the alluring of the zombies, and a brain holder. Also works well for the foam grenades that you can get. It is designed to attach to Molly or anything other. Any other manner of way you could attach that. Holds the brain, pull the brain, throw the brain, escape. Very cool. One free set with every order through this weekend. So get yourself some stuff. Links in the description. Thank you so much for watching.